The learning outcome for this module is to understand ways that you can create opportunities for personal growth for others. Let's get started.
Right now we're going to discuss the action steps about creating opportunities for personal growth for others. The first step is to walk the talk. Organizations and teams and projects grow through people. So whether or not you have direct reports or staff or an organization that you're leading, you can always help others develop. It's critical that you don't try to develop individuals who you don't know well or who don't trust you. This could backfire on you. The best starting point is always with you. You should set developmental goals for yourself and make them public. Ask for feedback from individuals and teams around you, and then get them to support you and hold you accountable. Say things like, look, I'm working on X. I'm working on making sure that I have inbox zero every day. What have you observed this week that might help me do that better? The next step is to set the stage. If someone approaches you to be their mentor, or if you supervise people on a team or in an organization, commit to investing the time and energy it's going to take you to do so. Plan on giving each individual person at least 2 hours per month, and then initially learn about their goals and passions. Ask things like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years? What are you most passionate about? What do you find most exciting in the job that you have right now? What things do you hate doing? What types of things do you idealize or appreciate in the work that others are doing? Help this person understand their strengths and the areas that they should develop in the context of their career goals that they've identified. It is both appropriate and essential for you to provide feedback about what you think is both their strengths and their weaknesses. Because if you're only pointing out their strengths, they're not going to know what to improve. If you're only pointing out their weaknesses, their strengths aren't going to be recognized and identified. Then have them identify 5 or 6 either team members, coworkers, or other individuals that they can do a 15-minute mini interview with on a regular basis. And you can go out and have them ask, what do you see as my greatest skills and strengths? Or what skills do I have that differentiate me from my peers in my job or my field or my department? And what are the areas where I can improve to be most successful? And then once they've done those mini interviews, sit down with them and review that feedback, and then set 2 or 3 developmental goals, the personal developmental goals, based upon the feedback they received. And you can do that on a regular, ongoing basis. Next, find the best activity for them. There are almost an infinite number of activities that can help us develop individually. As a general rule, however, on-the-job learning coupled with coaching and mentoring has the most impact for an individual. Some examples of developmental assignments could be coaching others, asking for feedback, working internationally, participating in an accelerated development program, expanding their role, growing their professional muscle, getting more industry exposure or cross-functional knowledge, and getting exposure to senior leaders. Finding what activity fits the best for the individual that you're working with is not a complicated task, but one that you should spend some time thinking about. Next, you should build learning into everyday operations. The best development happens on the job. Build learning opportunities into everyday business operations through challenging projects. For example, if someone wants to build skills in negotiation, have them take the lead on a client proposal. Enlist support from someone more experienced to ensure effective learning during that process. Another way to develop others is to provide perspective building opportunities. For example, if you have someone who works in sales, have them attend a research and development meeting or get them involved in a project outside their functional area. Remember that these challenging work assignments should live up to their name. After all, they're not called safe assignments. These are opportunities for someone to grow, fail, make mistakes, and learn from. If their person's not feeling some kind of pressure, some kind of good stress about it, they're probably not being stretched. They're probably not growing and actually developing. And remember, as that person grows and learns new skills and is trying to tackle something that's challenging, missteps are inevitable. But that's where the learning opportunities happen. That's where coaching happens. That's where mentoring happens. Finally, make sure that you celebrate success. When someone accomplishes an important goal, ask yourself, or have already agreed with that person, how can we help them celebrate this milestone? You could have a little trophy or a small gift, take them out to coffee, take them out to lunch, or just acknowledge them in some way. You might agree, depending on what your team or your organization's like or the size of your organization, you might have a more formal process that, includes a whole ceremony and whatnot. But the most important thing is that make sure you're celebrating those successes and that you're acknowledging the behaviors and the growth that's happening.
We hope that you found this module on creating developmental experiences useful. Remember, there's a complete transcript of this video below, and there are downloadable takeaways that you can use offline. Also, please leave us a comment about how you're creating developmental experiences today, or leave us a comment about how we can make this section better. Thanks.